Hi y'all, Mike Peace. Welcome back to my shop for another wood turning tip of the week, where I like to share information on tips, techniques, tricks, and wood turning projects with you, because I'm passionate about wood turning and I want to help you in your wood turning. I want to talk a little bit about first aid today. And no, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a trained medic. I did earn my first aid merit badge when I was a Boy Scout, but that was, let's face it, that was over 50 years ago. So some of my medical knowledge is somewhat dated. Did learn in the military, you know, basically it's stop the bleeding, clear the airway, treat for shock, and call for medevac. But I just want to show you a few basic things in your shop. Before you go in your shop, I would always make sure you got access to a telephone. Keep your cell phone handy. Don't treat the unlikely as impossible, because you may need to call 911. It's always a good idea to have someone else in the vicinity, but we know sometimes that's not practical, but have a phone handy. The biggest thing, though, is mostly cuts and scrapes and abrasions is what occurs to me. And we used to use, you know, when we were growing up, methylate, mercurochrome, all that red stuff, and that's awful. Hydrogen peroxide, not a good thing, because it doesn't promote healing, even though it is antibacterial. What I tend to do is I come over to my sink, I wash whatever it is to make sure it's clean if it's got any debris in it, and then if nothing else, I put a little antibiotic ointment on it, and I keep that handy. Also protect it with a Band-Aid if I'm going to be getting dirt or continue working in shop. So having Band-Aids and having an antibiotic ointment handy, those are basic. Now if you get something more severe, there's just one thing to remember. If you got a sink in the area, you probably have a roll of paper towel, so you can use that to stop the bleeding. You got a lot of stuff. What I keep handy, believe it or not, is a sanitary napkin, Kotex, because it will hold a lot of blood. And so if you've got a severe wound, that's something that's cheap and easy to keep handy. Now I want to show you a couple of new products you might not be familiar with. And frankly, I haven't tried all of them, but I picked them up to have them handy when one of my granddaughters cut herself, and I thought, uh-oh, I don't have the right stuff around to deal with that. I do have a full first aid kit over there by the sink, and it's been so long so I opened it, don't even know what's in it, to tell you the truth. But I want to show you some new products that I wasn't familiar with, but I started checking them out. And it's these various liquid skin and wound treatments. I got one I can carry in my toolbox when I'm traveling. It's called Liquid Skin. It seals, protects, it's flexible, waterproof, quick dry, no ouchless, no sting. And trust me, these are going to work better than using CA glue. But these two little vials are handy to have. I bought something else that's a powder for something a little larger, where you're getting a lot of bleeding, and that's Wound Seal. You just sprinkle a little powder on there. It's got an expiration date, so I'm gonna have to watch that, but it looks like it'd be good for about 3 years. So that's handy. My wife picked this up at Kroger, liquid bandage. So I would say the key is look around for these new products. Ask your pharmacist, pick something up, put it in your shop. But most importantly, y'all, stay safe. And come on back here.